Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I just finished a heavy lifting workout this morning and I'm headed back home. I want to show you something that I received in the mail and we are going to review, and I thought it was an appropriate time since I need to fuel after this heavy lifting workout, which means a protein shake. So meet me back home. This is what I received in the mail. This is a protein powder. It's our second collaboration, this time with our good friends called EarthChimp. And they wanted to send me some protein powder. This is a vegan protein powder mix. 3 flavors. I could have gotten unflavored, I could have gotten vanilla, but I picked chocolate. This is actually from Ireland. If you turn it over, you can see that it's made in Ireland. It has a ton of probiotics. No added sugar, no gluten, no soy, no dairy, no added sugar alcohols. And so I thought it would be a good idea to make a protein shake today after working out, kind of review it, tell you my thoughts. You can see it has not been opened yet, and see where we go from here. I'll give you my honest opinion because you guys know I have only ever had whey and whey isolate, which is 100% derived from dairy and grass-fed dairy at that. So this is going to be something new for me, but as always, I tend to try new things on my body. And so when they reached out, we have a link below in the description if you guys want to use our link to purchase the powder for yourself. When they reached out and asked if I would try some of this, I said absolutely, because they know, they've seen our channel, that we will give our honest review. They know what we are about, but I'm going to try this, and I'm going to show you the ingredients in just a second, and we're going to see how this tastes. I'm going to make it exactly the way I would make any other protein powder that I have had before. Right off the bat, not loving the calorie, fat, and carbohydrate to protein ratio. Typically what you're going to see with a grass-fed or a 100% whey isolate is a very low carbohydrate, single digits, and a very high protein content. This is per 2 scoops here. It is a very low-fat protein powder, but you have 10 grams of carbohydrates. Of course, we can subtract our fiber from that to get a total amount of carbohydrate. While there's no added sugar in the ingredients, there will be naturally occurring sugar because there's some organic banana in this. And then the protein is 20 grams again for 2 scoops. So I will tell you, for me, I always make a protein shake that is a minimum of 50 grams of protein. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. Probably we'll only have 2. We'll probably only have 2 scoops. It is while the CFU probiotics are multi-millions. It says 1 billion up here. The vitamins and minerals are also somewhat limited. Of course, this is not a source of vitamin D because there's no dairy in this. So if we go through and we look at our ingredients, you can see we have plant protein. Probably pea is the #1 protein here. You can see there is coconut, cacao, there's a fruit blend, so there's where they're getting their natural occurring sugars. Dates, which we are absolutely okay with. I love allulose, banana, and I don't know what this baobab fruit is. Somebody can help me in the comments, please. You have organic agave as well. So anyway, and we kind of end with some cinnamon, turmeric, and of course that's going to play into our probiotic. It is a clean ingredient as far as that goes, a clean ingredient list. Don't see any preservatives here, certainly no fillers. Again, it does have coconut, and it is manufactured in a facility, so if you have nut allergy, probably not your best choice here. See here, it is vegan, USDA, organic, and GMO free. And again, this is what they sent us in a very, very nice, very simplistic paper packaging, so we love that as well. And there's also a website if you're not satisfied or you'd like a good recipe on how to mix this. It says 2 scoops, 10 ounces, They're suggesting plant milk or water. I have a surprise for you. I'm going to have a mixture of dairy milk and water, and I'm going to blend it in our Ninja blender here and give it a little taste test for you on camera. All right, let's look down in here. Ooh, nice. Wait, I have a question. Is there a scoop in this? I don't know if there's a scoop in this. That's going to be interesting. I can smell it. The first smell, I'm smelling cinnamon, not cacao. And with it being chocolate, that's interesting. I also want you to see that it says, we use plant-based ingredients. It's going to give it texture. I hate texture in a protein shake. So I'm going to go off camera, but dig around in here to see if there is a measuring scoop. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with that. We're going to eyeball it, I guess. Hold up, update. I think I feel a scoop. I hate having the scoop. There it is. Hate having a scoop inside where I have to dig it. Ow, because it's a tiny scoop. Huh. 10 ounces of water. So this is like the scoop that I use for pre-workout powder. This is stuck in there. Yeah. So how many gram scoop is this? This is 35 grams is 2 scoops. So that's interesting. That's an odd number. Of course, it is manufactured in Ireland, so the grammage is going to be a little bit different on how they measure their scoops out. All right, I'm going to get this cleaned up here, and we're going to throw it in our Ninja, and I'll show you what we're going to add to it. 2 scoops that just went everywhere. 1 scoop in. There's our second scoop. All right, so I have 2 scoops in here. I always throw in a handful of ice, and I also add in some super creamer. Now, you can see it is protein real cream, but it is 99.9% lactose free. There's no seed oils in this, so I guess we can still keep it somewhat dairy free. All right, that's enough. That's a really just a heavy splash of this. And then I will also put in 1 cup of water right in there. All right, we'll get the lid back on, and this little Ninja is quite awesome. This is a professional one, and we're gonna blend until we get this mixed thoroughly. Still a little bit nervous about the overwhelming smell of cinnamon in this. You guys, if you've watched the channel long, know that I love cinnamon, but cinnamon and protein powder don't mix. I have tried that previously with a different protein powder. Okay, I think we're done. Let's take a look at it down in here. Does it look smooth? Okay, that looks smooth. I think we're good. I blended it for about 20 seconds is all. So let's pour this out. Now this smells like baby food banana. If you've ever had or know what I'm talking about, the bananas that you get crushed up in the glass container. If you've ever fed that to a child because you didn't have any memories of that when you were that age, that's exactly what this smells like now. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. Poured it out, and it was clumpy along the way, which I can't be surprised, right? Because when they warn you that it's going to be clumpy on the back of the bag, I guess we have to take that as we will. But they're trying to tell me this is a good thing, okay? I let Julie smell it. She smelled cocoa first, so maybe it's my nose. But what I also think is a little bit weird, probably again because of the grams, I usually get a much larger shake out of 2 scoops of whey protein, but the grams are much larger. So there should be about 21, 22 grams. I would have to have 2 of these guys, which would be 240 grams of protein powder to equal the 50-ish, right? Since it's 20 grams for 2 scoops here, I would have to do 4 scoops and measure that super creamer out pretty accurately. But let's give this a taste. I'm not sure how I feel about it. A little bit nervous right now. Never Well, yes, I have had chunky protein shakes before, but not on purpose. So cross your fingers. Here we go. I do smell cocoa now. I also smell the undertones of banana. It's not nearly as strong as what it was when we first started. It is extremely thick. But it's very good. The taste is very good. I'm gonna bring Julie in here. I'm gonna have her taste it. Julie said no. Julie's not a protein shake person. There was a summer where I almost had her into protein shakes. I think there are cacao nibs. I think there are cacao nibs in this. Let me drink a little more so I don't have to continue doing this on camera and give you an overall final verdict. It is texturized, but not in a grainy way. And I was afraid that the cocoa flavor would not be there because I've had many protein powders. Everybody kind of defaults to chocolate thinking, well, vanilla is going to be so bland, but chocolate can taste chemical and can certainly be lacking, but that's not the case here. So I'm going to drink a little bit more and get right back to you. All right, I'm back. EarthChimp for the win. That is one word. Again, the link is below. Here's what I will say. I was a little bit nervous. Obviously, I talked about that. Wasn't sure with it being vegan how I would feel about it or how it would taste. You guys know that I'm more of an animal-based person rather than a strict carnivore if we take a full 7 days out of the week. So with this, when I saw no soy, the vegan piece of it made it okay for me. I love banana, I love pumpkin, I don't like flaxseed, but there is some flaxseed in here. And I love cocoa, and all of that is organic. I am not sure how I would love it if I didn't blend it in the mixer. If I had just taken the shaker bottle, but I wanted to make it, because I've made other shakes on the run, so to speak, and just put it in the blender bottle and use the blender ball. But now that, since we've been here and we have this Ninja, I've been blending everything. So that's what I wanted to do the review on. So I won't speak to if you can throw it in the shaker bottle and just shake it up. I wanted to make it the way I've been making the other ones. I really, really like it. Okay, I really like it. Dave, I appreciate you sending this. I'm going to continue to use this. I love, I forgot to tell you guys, the probiotic is Bacillus coagulans, so I like that as well. I wonder if that could replace maybe my kombucha in the evenings. I'm not sure about that, because at least this is providing protein, and again, the sugar source is dates, so win on that as well. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I'm going to finish my shake. I'm going to have a second one because I've got to get my 15 grams of protein in. Thank you as always. Thank you to EarthChimp. Second collaboration. We can't believe it. Our little channel is having people reach out to us. So thank you guys for supporting us. I'll see you again in another day with another video. Have a good day.